and today I wanted to try something very special, a little different here. I've been sending you emails over the past couple of weeks here where I talked a little bit about what's coming up here tomorrow. Tomorrow on Wednesday at 10 a.m. we're going to launch and we're going to release 3 hours worth of an audio interview that I did with Dr. Jeffrey Wilson, who I explained to you before was a top expert in attention deficit disorder. And one of the things I wanted to get across when I talk to you today is the importance of that information. Dr. Wilson, as you know, has had a little over 20 years worth of expertise in this area, and many of you had submitted your questions to him to answer. I sent an email out a couple of months ago where I asked you, hey, if you were sitting next to somebody in a plane for 2 hours, exactly what would you ask them? What would you find most interesting to ask that particular expert? And what I did was I got all those questions from you. Literally within 1 hour after sending that email out, I got over 150 people that submitted their questions on attention deficit disorder. Now what we did was Dr. Wilson and I went through that list of questions, whittled out the ones that he couldn't answer, that had to deal with medical dosage and so forth, because that's something you have to do with your doctor. We whittled down the most popular questions, and what we came down to was 42 questions that were the top questions that people wanted to know the answer to. And my guess is those questions on those CDs that we're releasing tomorrow are going to be some of the questions that you want answered as well. And if that wasn't enough, we were so successful with the very first interview that what I did was I said, hey, how can we make this even better? And I said, Dr. Wilson, would you be willing to do an hour talk about the top treatment methods for attention deficit disorder, and particularly the top alternative treatment methods for deficit disorder, and find out if any of those treatment methods were quackery, which ones most likely will work for your child, which ones won't, so that people could guard against themselves when they hear these things or see these things online. There's a way in which they could go in and grade whether or not those treatments will actually work for their children. So we did another hour interview, and what we did was we asked essentially all of you to send in your questions for this 1 hour interview that we did with Dr. Wilson. Now the interview started and we had literally 30 questions in our in basket before it even started. And by the time the interview kept going on, people kept typing in their questions, came up to a total of 80 questions that people submitted. Now clearly in 1 hour there's no way we could answer all those questions. But we did take some questions from all of you. We took what we felt were the most important and intriguing questions, and Dr. Wilson was able to answer those directly for you live right on there with the teleconference. And so those of you who had a chance to listen to it, you really had a great treat, and I'm sure you learned a lot of information from that. You made that audio interview available too. Matter of fact, the interview was so successful we actually had to extend it by 15 minutes because there were just too many questions and too many people online listening to the interview. And we made those available on CD directly for you. Now that gives us a total of 3 hours worth of information that's extremely valuable. As I said, he answered questions that you submitted to us, and we also had a groundbreaking seminar on the truth about the alternative methods of ADHD treatment. All that together was 3 hours worth of CDs, and I have them right here. I'm going to release these tomorrow. Those are the 2 CDs where we asked the questions directly, your questions, and he answers those directly. And also the other one was the truth about alternative treatment methods for ADHD. That CD is available as well. Now those three CDs we're going to be releasing tomorrow. But as they say on TV, that's not all yet. I've got something else to show you. Since this is a big moment tomorrow, and I'm truly excited about what's going to happen tomorrow, this is the first time we've ever had a launch of a product this way, we're going to also throw in something else for you to have. And essentially this is a full online or full course for ADHD. Essentially what you get here with this package is 9 CDs. That's essentially a how-to course on attention deficit disorder. There's information on there on how to discipline your child. There's information on here that talks about how to talk to the teacher at your kid's school, how to get his school involved in helping out with your child's ADHD, what effect this has on your family and how each family member can chip in, how to be patient, how to properly use time out with youngsters and toddlers and teenagers. And also, more importantly, is there's one CD here that you can see right there that's a workbook on exactly how to walk through each of the other 8 CDs that are here. Now these are audio CDs as well. It's like having an instructor teach a full 8-hour class on attention deficit disorder. I'm going to release that at the exact same time. But the trick is, I'm not quite done yet here. I've got one more thing to show you. As a gift for the event, if I can get many of you to purchase this product, you're also going to receive a little ribbon that you can put on the back of your car, or if you choose to, put it on your refrigerator that lets everybody know that you're ADHD aware. And I wear mine all the time, my ADHD awareness bracelet. I'm going to give you that as well. And I'm going to release this all tomorrow. Now, I haven't decided on the price yet, and I haven't exactly figured out exactly what it should be, but I'd like to get your input. And you've got exactly a couple hours to give me the input on that. There's a little form right down there. You can leave your email address and your name and also what you think the price should be, provided that you're willing to commit to purchasing it. Now, I have about 200 of these that I want to distribute to the first 200 people that come in and order. After that, the price is going to be different. And I don't know how long that's going to be. It might be 1 hour, it might be 3 hours, it might be 4 hours. I have no idea what it's going to be. This is the first time this has been tried. But I'm going to give you essentially 11 hours worth of information on 12 different CDs. I'm going to release the ribbon and of course the bracelet, as I mentioned before. I'm going to release all of that tomorrow for one price. It's going to be a great price. It's going to be a treat for the first 200 people that essentially place their orders tomorrow at 10 a.m. on Wednesday. Once again, that's tomorrow at 10 a.m. on Wednesday. Set your clocks, set your watches, be there, because the first 200, when they disappear, the price is going to be very different. And I mean it. I can't afford to give away all this material more than what's already there. So the first 200 people that come in and order are going to get that great bargain. Once again, this is great information. Great information that's going to be available to the first 200 people who decide to take the step to get this information. Oftentimes, many of us are information challenged. You know, we look on the web, we find all this information about ADHD, we're not sure about whether it's any good or not. We also receive information on the internet on ads on different types of products. Well, here we have the top expert in ADHD answering your questions for 3 hours. We have a live teleseminar with him as well. And then we have a full ADHD course that walks you through step by step all the things you need to know about this disorder, and pretty much gives you a first eye view of what it's like to really understand your child completely who has this disorder. I'm going to release it all tomorrow. Once again, Wednesday at 10 a.m. I'm sorry to be so repetitive, but I feel like I got to do this because there's such great information here. I really, really want you to have it. So once again, you won't hear anything else from me until tomorrow, the launch. Thank you so much. I'll see you there.